Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for watching. Today, we are going to be talking about the ongoing activities in La République du Cameroon. As we all know, the the just ended election and inauguration that was very lukewarm from the international endorsements. We are going to talk about Chiroma's ultimatum on the release of political prisoners and how the some francophones confirmed that the Ambazonian struggle and the Ambazonian people were right to pick up their arms to fight back as freedom fighters for freedom. And we hear of Ngongos trying to negotiate with the Ambazonians. How feasible is this negotiation, or how honest are these negotiation that the government of Cameroon want to start the negotiation processes? And also, we're going to talk about the Ambazonian Unity Initiative. Well, last week we saw so many Ambazonians, more than 100 or 200, came together in a meeting that were objective to unite all the groups and have a united front so that they can be ready for any unforeseen negotiation process. Welcome to this special report where we take a deep dive into Cameroon's unfolding political and security landscape. Uh, please make sure you share, and we're gonna be talking much about all those aspects I just mentioned. Okay, make sure you share, and we're gonna be coming back for that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. You're welcome to this special report of ID Mind Media Radio and Television. The show is Political Lab Talk Show. We we take a deep dive into Cameroon's unfolding political security landscape, from the aftermath of the contested elections to evolving Ambazonian struggle for autonomy. In the wake of the just ended presidential elections, we saw President Paul Biya has begun his eighth term at the age of 92. While a handful of international endorsements trickle in, most observers remain very critical of the process, highlighting widespread allegations of fraud and the absence of credible recognition by major global powers. We saw the United States, but with some other countries, they sent just the uh, ambassadorial support. They never sent in real credible support for the election, right? The credible questions lingered about the credible election, why the fraud, that the endorsement was not really uh, to support the election, it was to support the inauguration. So the inauguration has underscored both the resilience of the regime and the growing disconnect between Yaoundé and the country's disenfranchised opposition. Amid this tense environment, we see the opposition leader, Issa Chiroma Bakari, that has issued a dramatic 48-hour ultimatum demanding the immediate release of political prisoners. How can this be effective? The 48 hours ultimatum that Chiroma Bakari has issued, we are seeing that most of the time, this ultimatum is not really enforced. Okay, so addressing his supporters directly on social media platforms such as TikTok, Chiroma has framed this as a call for justice and accountability, signaling a shift from passive protest to assertive political action. Meanwhile, voices across the Francophone region have begun acknowledging that the Ambazonians were justified in taking up arms to fight for their freedom, lending moral weight to a movement that has long been marginalized in national and international discourse. At this same time, Yaounde's Secretary General, Ferdinand Gongo, we hear Ferdinand Gongo has reportedly reached out to some Amazonian leaders in an attempt, okay, at negotiation. You know, Ferdinand Gongo has been top, uh, denial of the Amazonian struggle, right? The government that has tamed the Amazonians, freedom fighters as terrorists, as this and that, and jail some of the leaders. So while the feasible of these talks remain uncertain, we know we don't trust Yaoundé, right? Given the deep mistrust on both sides, they represent a possible opening for dialogue in a conflict that has persisted for nearly a decade. Complementing this development, the newly launched Amazonian Unity Initiative seeks to consolidate the various factions of movement, emphasizing institutional and accountability, inclusive leadership, and a collective strategy that links diaspora coordination with realities on the ground. This initiative is launched the Amazonian Group and stakeholders held this meeting last weekend, and it brought in all the members of all groups. Okay, and more than 200 people, 100 to 200 people attended this meeting. It was to make sure that they consolidate these various factions of movement. Okay, and they emphasize on institutional and accountability, inclusive leadership, and a collective strategy that links diaspora coordination with reality on the ground. Together, this development paint a picture of a nation at a crossroad where diplomacy, grassroots mobilization, and political maneuvering intersect with the urgent demand of justice and self-determination. Can this be the face of Cameroon today? Cameroon is at the crossroad. Thank you for listening. Please make sure you share before we start the show. Make sure we go into the nooks and crannies of this political quagmire going on in Cameroon. Okay. Share as you join. If you're just joining, make sure you have share as you join, please. Make sure you share. Put everything together and share. All right. Yeah. So we just saw uh Cameroon, a nation standing at the historic turning point marked by crisis, confrontation, okay, and the search for legitimacy between Biya and Chiroma. Okay, the recently concluded presidential election and inauguration have done little to restore confidence. The Cameroon people still want to see confidence. They want to see a leader. They want to see somebody they can call president. And as the process was widely criticized by lacking transparency and failing to attract credible international endorsement, do you think the international community are doing their part, or they just add flame to fire if they can endorse or give some approval of the inauguration, but not the election? Do you see that with the widespread allegation of electoral fraud and a legitimacy deficit surrounding President Paul Biya's continued rule for 43 years and a 92-year-old president, the political atmosphere remains volatile because the international community does not want to play their role to condemn this kind of electoral process, to condemn a regime that we all know is a dictatorial regime, right? So what do we see? We see in the wake of this disputed outcome, Issa Chiroma Bakari has emerged as a defiant voice, issuing a dramatic 48-hour ultimatum for the release of political prisoners. His declaration has shaken Yaoundé, raising critical questions about the regime's stability, internal power struggle, and the growing appetite for change among ordinary Cameroonians. Okay, and do you think this 48 hours ultimatum will be backed by action, or is just high sounding words? We are going to talk about this, but make sure you stay tuned And I'm gonna play some what Issa Chiroma just mentioned here, and let's listen to Issa Chiroma. Okay, Issa Chiroma.
Chers compatriotes, c'est en ma qualité de président élu de la République du Cameroun que je prends la parole pour qu'en raison de l'extrême gravité dans laquelle nous nous trouvons, j'estime utile de porter à la connaissance du monde en général et des nations qui ont érigé la démocratie et le respect des droits de l'homme comme fondement de leur existence, porter à leur connaissance le fait que tout le peuple camerounais aujourd'hui se trouve le dos au mur, confronté à une menace existentielle de la part de ce régime qui pratique du gangstérisme d'État, qui terrorise nos populations, procède à des purges politiques, purges au faciès, purges dans toutes les régions de notre nation. Une situation inacceptable, intolérable, dès lors qu'en dehors de toute procédure judiciaire, des dizaines, des centaines, des milliers de Camerounais sont arrêtés, incarcérés, persécutés. Je voudrais donc également attirer l'attention de tous les Camerounais, mais en particulier de tous ceux qui ont foi en Dieu, du sacrilège, de la profanation auquel s'est livré le président Biya lors de la soi-disant prestation de serment. Le monde entier sait que Biya n'a jamais été élu. La nation camerounaise dans son ensemble sait que Biya n'a jamais été élu. Mais qu'il se permette de poser la main sur la Bible au nom de Dieu. Il apparaît donc aujourd'hui à tout le monde que pour M. Biya, Dieu n'est qu'un instrument qui lui permet donc de réaliser ses basses besognes. Je voudrais donc dire à ce régime qui pratique du gangstérisme d'État, qui se livre à du terrorisme d'État, qui arrête à tour de bras, qui procède à des purges ethniques, des purges au faciès sur l'ensemble du territoire. Je voudrais donc demander à ce régime, du haut de ma responsabilité, parce que élu aujourd'hui de la République du Cameroun, de cesser cette pratique. Les Camerounais n'en veulent plus, les Camerounais n'en peuvent plus. Et pour ce faire, je leur donne 48 heures pour arrêter, pour libérer sans condition tous nos enfants, tous les Camerounais qui se trouvent aujourd'hui dans les prisons du Cameroun de manière.
I've never heard someone criticize the Biya regime this way. You know, the Issa Chiroma just made a broad picture of what the Biya regime is in this short video that he just played, and he's giving an ultimatum to the Biya regime to release all political prisoners. But when you look at what he just said, I mean, calling the Biya regime a gangster regime, you know what I mean? Gangsterism. I don't know if some of you know about gangsterism. Gangsters are the one running some countries now. I'll give example like Mexico. They are gangsters running the country. They're not even it's not a civilian rule. It's a military, police, and the gangsters joined together running the country. If you go to Mexico today, you see this kind of governance. It's called the cartel. Okay, they are running a country where the civilians are being harassed, the civilians are being terrorized, the civilians don't have a say. If you are a journalist, you are an activist, you are a politician, your life is at stake. Because this same regime send those gangsters. They will come and arrest, they'll come and kill, or they'll come and do something for anybody who want to show their head, show their ugly heads to criticize them. That is what this regime is all about. And Chiroma just just summarize what this regime is, because he has worked in this regime. He has been the minister of education, or transport and communication. So he knows what he's called, what he's saying. He's really saying, and the regime keep calling anybody who is fighting for freedom. Like for the past 9 years, they have called the Amazonian freedom fighters as terrorists, right? Whereas they are the one terrorizing the people of Amazonia. You come to somebody's land and you are terrorizing that person, but you are calling the person a terrorist. Who is a terrorist? Is it someone who is defending himself? We are going to know about who is a terrorist when the fight starts in La Republique. We'll see if it's the Chiroma guys who he just formed, or is the Cameroon government who is a terrorist. We have been trying for the past 9 years to define La Republique's who is a terrorist. A terrorist is a regime of Biya, like Chiroma just said, who go about killing people, go about terrorizing people, go about illegally detaining people, locking people up in their dungeons of called jail or prison, whatever they call it. And they turn around, call the people who are fighting for their freedom as terrorists. They have created the military tribunal to try civilians. What does not happen in any country. You cannot try civilian in a military tribunal. But La Republique does that. All political prisoners pass through military tribunal. Where are the other courts? From customary court, appeal court, all the other courts are there. They don't use them. They will send you to military court, as if you are a military or as if you are a man in the uniform. The men in the uniform are being tried in military court because they have their courts, that their own laws in the military or the police and so on and so forth. When they commit crimes, they are men in uniform. But civilians don't have a place to be tried in a military tribunal. That's how this regime of Paul Biya is. The most gangsterish regime, as Chiroma just described. There's no other description. Okay? They are terrorists. And the international community will approve this kind of election and this kind of regime that they won. And Chiroma just mentioned that Biya has never won a single election. Chiroma has worked in this government. He said Biya has never won a single election. Not one. Because he knows. And he said, upon all that fraud and rigging, Biya put the hand on the Bible. He said Biya put his hand on the Bible and swear with all the lies. But that is what is happening in that government today and happening in that country today. But look at what is, but the question still stands. Does Chiroma, with all these things that are happening, adding to all this intrigue, Ferdinand Gongo is going to say he wants to discuss with the Amazonian leadership, right? Why this sudden interest in dialogue? Why, after years of obstructing peace effort, has sparked skepticism and debate over whether this is a genuine attempt of reconciliation, or is just a desperate move to salvage a collapsing system under internal and external pressure? Does Ngongo really want to dialogue? Because this same Ngongo is a guy that has obstructed all the peace processes. All the peace processes. And do you see he's coming out as a genuine? Think about it. Okay? It's not just what he wants, right? But let's listen to Issa Chiroma on this he's claiming to be the legitimate president. So listen to him. We'll come back to this.
In the north, south, east, and west. Regardless of our location worldwide, we will unite as one nation to protect and promote our values. We will march and protest together, hand in hand, in friendship, brotherhood, and solidarity for the long haul if necessary. We will overcome this predatory oligarchy that confiscates our freedoms and reduce us to poverty and despair. Ladies and gentlemen, dear compatriots, this regime has used fear and threat to dominate us and strip us of our freedom. But thank God, thanks to the sacred nature of our struggle, we will break free from this emotion and rid our country of this misfortune. We are also discovering, unsurprisingly, this regime's attempt to divide and fragment the Union for Change, a powerful political instrument at the forefront of our struggle for change. Not only
I'm just happy. I'm just being grateful that the francophones are coming to terms with what is happening now in their country, and they have accepted that they made a huge mistake 9 years ago for not joining the people of Southern Cameroon and Amazonia to fight for their freedom. Today they are regretting that. And if somebody like Chiroma, who work in the government, is calling that government predatory oligarchy, imagine the term that this guy is using on that government, bro. I'm telling you, if you see gangster terrorist government, it's a sacrilege government, it's a predatory oligarchy government, it's a monarchy. These are words used in the dictatorial regime. Gangster, terrorist, monarchy, predatory oligarchy. These are the words Chiroma is describing the regime he worked inside. So he knows the inner core of that regime. This is just coming from the horse's mouth, right? Because he worked there for almost 15 years before resigning, all right? But Chiroma has never been a member of the CPDM. That's one trust you can give to him, because he is not a member of the CPDM party. He is an opposition leader who formed a coalition and joined the government, and he was appointed minister. So he has nothing to do with CPDM. And that is why there are many insider things that he did not know. But as a minister, at least, he had some information of what is going inside there. So whatever somebody can say today about Chiroma or whatever, he knows the inner core of that government. Okay? He knows everything, and most of the challenge the government faces today is to define how to arrest Chiroma, how to hold him, how to keep him spellbound. They have not succeeded. Because before running for president, he already planted his roots. He planted what he knew what he's gonna do before even running for office. Because he already knew that government, what they would do to him. So he planted his path. He arranged everything. So before the government opened the eyes, Chiroma has already put everything in order. That's why before the government make this one move, he already make two moves. Before the government make one move, he already make three moves. So he knows. But let's listen to this brother who is a a francophone guy who was one of those among many that were condemning the people of Southern Cameroon about their struggle for freedom. Now he's saying that it's too late for them to understand. But listen, because these are the people who were the highest critic of what's going on in Ambazonia, not knowing the truth because the government was hiding it from them. The government never wanted them to know the truth. They say, non, ce sont les terroristes, ce sont les bandits, ce sont les malfrats, ce sont ceci, cela. Today, they are confirming that if they had known, they would have joined the people of Southern Cameroon to fight this same fight. Now they have to start from square one. They are starting from square one because Chiroma just created a new force, right? That is Amber, that's Amber Boys number 2. Yes, they just created it. So what do you think? Another war is coming. Listen to this boy.
To all my Anglophone people there in Cameroon, this message, the phone. Before I start, I want to say big sorry. Big sorry to you all. Because we Francophone people, we did not follow you during your struggle. Me, I'm an honest person. I don't lie. When you guys started in 2016, we were busy drinking, dancing, calling you Bamenda, anglophone. Oh, ce sont les anglophones, ils ne savent à quoi, dis donc. Ils vont se calmer là-bas. Especially those in Yaoundé. We didn't follow you. And today, we can see for ourselves that you are the one. You saw it coming. But we were so blind. We thought there was a way to communicate with these people. But trust me, what you did is the right thing to do. Sorry, I swear to God, you Anglophone people, you are, I don't know, it's a blessing for this country to have you. Because what you can see, what an Anglophone person can see, seated, Francophone man go stand, you no go see. You know the lie. This one, not pure truth. You guys, you have eyes. You wanted to escape from this nonsense long time ago, but we did not follow you. Because if we have followed, things would have been different. We didn't. We are cows. All of us, we are cowards because we are scared. This is Francophone people. We talk too much. We are scared. We can't really do anything without somebody.
You've heard, right? You've heard him open his mouth. This is a genuine Francophone, honest guy. Yes, he says sorry. He's very honest. This is a big sorry to all, like what Chiroma did in Bamenda, right? Chiroma said, please forgive me. Because he knew the truth. But only few Francophone would talk the truth to set them free. Right? Say, sorry. If had I known, they would have followed us to join us in that fight to liberate that country. They little did they know that government. They never knew. He said they were busy drinking, eating, dancing, going out to nightclubs while our people were being killed in Southern Cameroon for the past 9 years. We declared ghost towns, lockdowns. No one city in French Cameroon respected our ghost towns or lockdown. All the suffering was carried by us for 9 years. He's saying it. He said it was the right thing for us to do. We are vindicated. And this is a message to all our people. Thank you for the resistance. To all Ambazonians, to all the freedom fighters. This is for you. They are telling you thank you for your service. Thank you for holding tight for 9 years. This is a message for you. They are saying that, he is saying that the Ambazonian people are a blessing to the people of Francophone. That we are a blessing to them. They have come to see that now. They did not see it 9 years ago. Instead of the government to see into the problem, they were keeping on spending money to arrest our leaders. Has that, what, for 9 years, what has that helped in the struggle? A movement is different from protest. This protest started in 2016. If the government was wise enough, they were not wise because they are not visionaries. They did not see that coming. Instead of holding these people for negotiation, what Ngongo is trying to do now is what he was supposed to do since 9 years ago. What did they spend time to? They spent time of faking the Grand National Dialogue. They faked those commission of bilingualism, put this commission of this. They were just fooling themselves. What happened? They realized that it failed. What happened? They went now to Switzerland negotiation. When they realized that the Amazonian leaders were so solid together, instead of continuing in the Swiss-led negotiation process with the Switzerland government involved, we believe in the Switzerland government. Why? Because the Swiss government has been involved in many mediation processes. So that was not the first, you see. So we trusted the Switzerland government. The Switzerland government was the one that was involved in the crisis between Sudan and South Sudan. Switzerland government was involved in the crisis between Eritrea and Ethiopia. Okay, so they have experience. But what did the Cameroon government did? They abandoned it. They abandoned it, and after 2 or 3 years again, they came back with they came back. They said they want to. The prime minister initiated the Canada negotiation. The same La République, they sent all the officials, all the Ambazonian stakeholders, they sent them invitation to go to Canada. Our leaders went to Canada. What happened in Canada is still the same thing that happened in Switzerland, because they started a negotiation process. A negotiation process is something that is gradual. You cannot impose things on people because it's a negotiation process, and the country that is mediating on that process is the one that has to define the rules of the game, not you coming to impose. Because mediate means you are in the middle, right? Canada is in the middle to mediate between Cameroon and Ambazonia. But you, Cameroon, cannot come and be imposing on what you want to be discussed. They brought in some long passages of things that they want to talk about. That is not how negotiation works. So when we hear Ngongo is going around saying he wants to come and negotiate, that is not negotiation process. Larabo people have not learned what is negotiation. And because of that lack of knowledge, they are sending that country into a quagmire of a mess. Because you have to learn what is negotiation. Being a government official does not mean that you know negotiation. All these people shouting around at Atanganji, making noise, threatening people, that is not part of negotiation. You only aggravate the minds of the people, as they have done for the past 9 years on the people of Southern Cameroon. Why do you think the people of Southern Cameroon became radicalized? Why? It's because of the behavior of the government. Something that started as teachers and lawyers who were peacefully protesting of some amendment turned into something else, into a full-fledged war. Why? Because of the behavior of the government. And same thing is happening now. Instead of calling Chiroma for negotiation to avoid a full-fledged war, Atanganji spent time to went to Garua and be threatening the these people. The earlier all these people leave that government, the better. The earlier, I don't know, you have failed in so many aspects. You have failed the people. You have failed in everything that you are doing in that government. You should leave and leave. Let fresh mind come, fresh individual come with fresh mind and help to revitalize that country. Because you know nothing about anything. You know nothing. You only play your mafia system to stay in government, keeping the people in bondage and poverty and unemployment. You know nothing about anything. You don't know about negotiation. Why not contact experts who can help in a full-fledged negotiation process? You know that the election was that bad. Instead of you calling Chiroma and putting on a negotiation process, one, you have to, you cannot impose when you go to negotiation. You are imposing on the people. Negotiation, think of Israel-Palestinian conflict. Do you know how many negotiations have taken place? Go and check. You see how many negotiations have taken place between Israel and Palestine. Because Israel came with that mindset, oh, we have the mind, we can destroy these people, we can do this. But at the end of the day, the war continues. Because you cannot bring your big brother sense to come and threaten small brothers. It doesn't work like that. You have to go on equal base, level the land for negotiation process. If you bring that big brother sense, je suis, it doesn't work like that. You have to sit on the table and negotiate as equal parties, equal. That's negotiation. Negotiation is not you to run around sending people left and right. That's not negotiation. After 9 years, I think the government of Cameroon should understand what is negotiation. Because they fail in so many respects. And they keep failing. Keep doing the wrong thing and expect a different result. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You have realized that you have spent monies, you have spent all what you have. That nothing is coming fruitful. Why do you keep doing the same wrong thing? The Ngongos of the Atanganjis of all the world, whatever you call yourself, you are not doing anything. You're plunging that country more into chaos. Plunging that country into chaos. And you expect a different result. It doesn't work like that. Chiroma is there and he's planning. He already formed a new militia. I'll see how you call that one. You call it terrorist or you call it what? That's your business. Because everybody knew that Chiroma won the election. You stole it from him. So you people are the terrorists. Because you are the one terrorizing the people.
Trouble the sleep, Nyanga the can woke up. For Bangyo division, that's why for Adamawa, for North, it not be easy yesterday. Population, the woke up should done for house, the experience goes down. Shop owners, they don't be open their shop, they be there for house, they respect law. Where inside Chiroma began for them, say no, lockdown, they start on the 3rd to the 5th. So they be there for house. Now you were senior divisional officer for that side for Bangyo. He woke up, I don't know whether a woman Jina for serving corrections for night. He woke up, carry police officers and tell them, say, yeah, we have a mission today. Now so all them gather, they take direction for the people their shops them for that side. As the ones that seal the shop, then so population, they raise alarm. Say, what is this? Now so shop owners and land for them with immediate effect. They ask SGO, say, what they try for do? Either they say, since when they respect ghost town, it means na say sealing of their shops, it go be na their portion. Now so where the people then talk, say, what is this? Now so where any man find stone, black, that means say any kind of object where they feel use them on top these administrators them. Senior divisional officer look and say it say no. That means say Eastern Sea itself closer to heaven. It say no, me I go experience this thing. He enter moto. Vamos. That's why the other officers then too, they did try for escape. Now where they pick this one, they baptize it in the name of Chiroma and of Chiroma and of the Chiroma. Then they put this cap for head. After the judge say no, it no merit for wear the cap. They move the cap for head. They look ahead. They say, Papa God will make mistake on top this your head. They redesign the man a head. We thank God say na small thing where it no really be serious. Now population they come over there, they will be furious, they will be angry. They come over there, they go one time now for Muhammadu Mustafa a house when a deputy secretary general of the presidency. That if all thing where it there for a house, as when I see the young man so na matraza way they carry and they come out for the house for go now on top. They not end for there as they come up for there, they go now for another CPG a member for that side where he hold to some better position inside this government where it them now Mustafa Labaran na a house that they just set them ablaze as when I see and so. Where angry population, it not end for day. They come up for day enter na one time for CPGM party house for that side for Bangyo. They set them ablaze as soon as they see and so. After that, they come up go now for custom office as soon as they see and so. They put everything for down. It not only end for day, they come up for day, go one time for prison for that side. When I imagine, we don't know which way it be finally happen for that side as they be go for prison. Minister of Communication too, it be come out. I be don't ask myself whether we get Minister of Communication for this country or it don't hand over a position for Grand Atango. I be don't ask this question. Well, it come out yesterday for prove me wrong. I say, okay, let it continue like that. It come out to say this thing with Chiroma, after the proclamation of results, it call people there for come out for streets, come out manifest. It call ghost town. It don't say no, it condemn the act. It's a very dreaded action will be punishable by law. It was that action if it destabilize country. So now that action they turn country upside down. It concludes me people that stop this violence where they do. Because say na act of insurrection. And when them pick you, you go here and good. It talk say they don't already catch some other people them where they warm now some better space for inside prison where they answer present for inside military tribunal. Say me everybody come out. Go on with their normal activities, them like say nothing, no be there about ghost town. Mayor too for that side for Douala, it become a holla. Say that thing where it come for market see some shop them be closed. It was say no one see that thing tomorrow, say excuse them. Say by the next day if they don't open the shop, no, you go take the shop them, give them for people the way they need shops. Grand Atango be to come out, it talk say all the people the way they did for abroad they took fire for this thing. Make them be very, very careful. It won all major houses. Say me they be very careful with the people the way they invite them for their TV stations, in fact their platform. They think the way they accept me, they talk for them. Because if they can't just talk anything way now for destabilize country or for cause insurrection or no, they go here and good for your hand. It tell parents they say if you get your pikin way now amber, just denounce the pikin. Can't report the pikin, then you disown that pikin. Yes, so if you get 5 picking them, it's better to have 4 and disown 1 than forget 5.
You see that government now? You see the government, right? That is all they know. Threat, intimidation, force, military. And when you take out all those things, so the government is empty. If you take out the military of that government, it's empty. They have nothing to do again. They all like intimidation. They like to use force. They like to do that. And they are not doing anything to help the people. All they know is threat, and nothing to show for. That's all they know. And tomorrow you will see them coming to make all the same noise and the same thing. But what Chiroma did for the past few days is something of interest, right? Chiroma just shows some, just imagine. Let me show you what. Right? I want to show you what is written from this. Okay, they say j'ai donne au régime de Biya 24 heures pour libérer tous les prisonniers arbitrairement arrêtés pour leur opinion ou pour leur soutien de la vérité. Passez les 24 heures, les conséquences vous incomberont. Issa Chiroma Bakare. Right? That is it. I give the Biya regime 48 hours to release all prisoners arbitrarily arrested for their opinion or support for the truth. So he did not even spell out any type of political prisoner. He said every political prisoner. It means that even the ones that were arrested in line with the Ambazonian crisis are part of it, right? So he just wants everybody to be released. And that is what is holding the Biya regime for now. Think of it. The ultimatum and all this. It's just imagine. They have bribed this man. See the money that they gave to Chiroma. This is the money. Le régime dictatorial de Biya a proposé 100 milliards de francs CFA au président Issa Chiroma pour renoncer à la revendication de sa victoire. Il a refusé. He rejected that money. 100 billion CFA. 100 billion CFA is what Chiroma rejected. And think of it. How do you think somebody like that who has changed? Think of it. But Chiroma has changed from a politician to, to a normal person, right? Chiroma, I'll play this my video so that you can see what I said on my other channel on TikTok. This is what I said. I'll play it so that you can listen, right? It's very good to listen to some of my TikToks. This is what I said on TikTok. After 48 hours of Chiroma ultimatum, what has happened? Chiroma do create a new force. Yes. And you see Atanganji run, you say, go na Vongaundere for go release some protester the way they be lock up, right? For sure Chiroma say they don't comply. They go release for them 60 boys they be arrested and time for protest. This Ben Mudo, he don't announce them, say they don't create a new force. And that force, their own work, now for enforce the lockdown the way it could be. It means when lockdown day, when civil disobedience day, anything day, now then they enforce them. You understand? Like the new system that we did. Would the year say, Gongo now, this same Gongo way, Naido block all negotiation processes. Prime Minister be even start that Canada negotiation with the Ambazonian them. This same Gongo now be block them. But today, neither it is simple for Nkondenge, for go talk with Julius Ayok Tabe. It was simple for diaspora, for come meet we for this side. So that same Gongo, when we be telling say, fine for if I mean resolve this problem, that government make una resolve this problem for Ambazonia before una election one start. Because we know say problem will be for election. They not be the listen. Now, the two agents say that if you say they will try to arrest Chiroma, right? You know, be waka. The Chiroma. That's an excerpt of my. If you go to my TikTok channel, you will see that that video, how I was talking about this same situation, But that is what is happening. Okay, the same regime that started something is the same regime that want to solve the problem. You are the cause of the problem. How do you solve the problem? There's no solution, But that's the reasons of change of governance. Why do you think democracy in countries are very, very important? Election is very important in countries because they want a change of governance and change of ideas, change of mentality, change of mindset, change of people who can help the country grow. It's not a problem if a new president comes in. It's for the betterment of the country as a whole, for a new president to come in with fresh ideas, with fresh cabinet to help that regime, to help that country to grow. Why do you see Nigeria, other countries are changing presidents? They are changing presidents because each president has their own capacity. And once that capacity is finished, your sense is blocked. You don't have nothing to do anymore. The efficiency, the effectiveness of the government reduces. You cannot do anything. So you have to, the change of governance, bring in fresh ideas, fresh cabinet, fresh minds to do something new for the country. But these people don't want. Any people that want to come up, they are enemies of the enemy d'État. Les ennemis d'État. Les terroristes, les bandits, les ceci, cela. They'll just give you some name just for you being somebody who want to come in and bring change to the government. But that is the government that you have. There is no other appellation than what Chiroma could describe, right? Chiroma described predatory oligarchy. Chiroma had so many good words for them. Gangster terrorist government. He's not mixing words. Chiroma is not mixing words to say the government. No, he's calling them their name. He says a predatory. Predatory is is someone that monitors you not to do anything. Predatory oligarchy, monarchy. Monarchy means it's a family thing. That's just like kingdom, kings and queens just keep ruling you people. Terrorist government. And a government of gangsters. I told you about gangsters, right? If you live in gangster countries, you know what I'm talking about, gangsters. I gave an example of Mexico, where the gangs are the one ruling. The police work with the gangs, and the gangs are the one committing the crimes, and they share the profit. That's how gangster government works. So this government will work with armed bandits to do their dirty jobs. The police officers, the SDOs, all these government people around there are working with the bandits, and they commit crimes, and the people are suffering. They don't know that when you arrest a bandit and take to the police officer say, well, thank you for bringing the My client, this is my work. I work with this guy, right? You think that guy is going to prison. You don't know that the guy has been released the following day. That's how gangster government work. So the whole system has to be overhauled. It's a corrupt system. It's a corrupt system. Let's listen to our brother here, who
Yeah, so folks, today is Sunday, and this Sunday is the 9th of November 2025. And so today is a very interesting day in the history of the Republic of Cameroon. I say very interesting day because after some over 72 hours of silence, Issa Chiroma Bakari, the opposition strongman, now known as the president-elect, and known as the legitimate president of the country, has resurfaced and spoken. He has not always spoken, but he spoke very strongly. In 3 minutes and 30 seconds, Issa Chiroma Bakari has set the whole country ablaze again. Just in 3 minutes and 30 seconds, Issa Chiroma Bakari has deconstructed Paul Biya and his system altogether. Issa Chiroma Bakari reminds Yaoundé that even if Paul Biya has taken the oath of office, he, Issa Chiroma Bakari, remains the president-elect, meaning therefore he remains the legitimate president of the country. That's number one. Number two, he mocks Paul Biya's oath of office and says, as a Christian, for him to have laid his hand on that Bible to take an oath of office when he knows that he lost the election, he made a fool of himself and then simply dissociated himself from real practicing Christians who believe in the principles of Christianity and believe in the truth of the Bible. That is a very big slap in the face. And then thirdly, he reminds them that the approach they are taking are trying to weaponize ethnic groups against one another will not work. It will not pay off. And he reminds them that all those people that they have captured here and there because of their opinions, because of their political views, and all of those will have to be released. And Chiroma does what? He ends up with a 48-hour ultimatum. Hey. Ha. Does Chiroma Bakari know that he's talking there to, does Issa Chiroma Bakari know he's talking there to Atanga Ponji, alias Moulinex, alias Serpent affamé? Does he know he's talking to alias Force reviendra toujours à la loi? And he tells Force reviendra toujours à la loi that I give you 48 hours? Hey. But this guy is even supposed to be somewhere in one country known as Pays de Si Je Savais, and for a very long time. But why is he still free, moving him around and issuing decrees, issuing threats, issuing ultimatums? And then that's not all. I heard an official of Brigade Anti-Sardina in France say demonstrations are resuming on Wednesday nationwide in the Republic of Cameroon. And then Ernest Binzi came and put.
You see, that is what we were talking about, right? Do you know that Atakanji went to Ngaoundéré? I remember that song, Iyo Kao, Jama Kao. Yamamide for Ngaoundéré for Sika Beleka. Atakanji ran to Ngaoundéré. They have blocked that you saw the riot that just happened, right? In Banyu. That is Ngaoundéré, Adamawa. Is the border between the northern areas and this area. And if those people block that thing, Yaoundé is finished. Douala is finished. No chop. Cow meat. All this cotton, all these other goods that are coming from that north is blocked. And remember, that road and the train station is going to Chad. It's going to Niger. And they are using the Douala seaport. So it's a big thing for Cameroon. The earlier they solve the problem, the better. Because if, yes, since from childhood, They were telling us cow is coming from Gaundere. Iyo cow, Jama cow. Yamami run from Gaundere for Sika Bele cow. If the Hausa say they are no more selling cow, imagine the kilogram of meat skyrocketed. In Gaundere, they are selling 1 kilo of meat very cheap because they will sell it there now. How do they bring it to Yaoundé and Douala when the road is blocked? In Douala and Yaoundé, go and ask the price for 1 kilo of meat. 6,000 something. So you see the economic impact. Before, they did not, oh, ce sont les Ambazoniens, ce sont les, ceci, cela. They say it's a 2 cubes of sugar. Now that they are dealing with 8 cubes of sugar. How do they solve that? That's why you saw them running helter-skelter. Why Atayanji is going to the northern province, to Ngaoundé, to help release some people there. Ngongo is sending emissary to go to the prison to Kundengi to talk to the boys to the leaders in jail. Seseko Ayok Tabe. Then they are sending. Then they say they are sending another ones to come to Europe and America to talk to the Ambazonian leaders. Then they are sending Prime Minister to go and start talking to the Northwest people or the Southwest people. That's how they are just confused. They cannot resolve this problem in one day. That's not how they solve problem. Because you allow the problem to pile up, then you want to solve all at the same time. It doesn't work like that. You have to take time to solve problem one after the other. You cannot solve problem like that. You allow the problem to reach that level, and now you want to claim to be trying to solve the problem when you know you are the problem. Because most of this problem, majority of this problem will be solved once that government leave office. They should understand that. Why can't all that government just resign? Why? I've seen you see in UK, in other countries, the whole government resigns for just for peace to reign in that country. The whole government decide and all of them resigns. They step down. 80% of the problem of that country is the government. It's not trying to solve the problem when you are the problem. You have just resigned. Just leave the scene for new people to come in and build the country. Because you are the problem. You cannot solve the problem. You staying there is a problem. Because you don't have the solution. That's the thing.
Icing on the cake. Ernest Binzi is also a serious fighter, doubling down on what General Valsero had said. It will not be business as usual. And so if you're already saying normalcy is returning, yay, normalcy is returning, cars have started moving again, better make sure that you get yourself to a safe location before Wednesday, the 12th of November. Make sure you get enough food for your home. Make sure you get water. Make sure you get emergency medication. Because it's about to become fun again. Oh. Don't forget that Issa Chiruma Bakari says after those 48 hours, he will ask the people to do something. People have to stand and defend themselves. So when you start talking of self-defense, it means Nachana. So running battles are about to start again. And Ernest Binzi even worsens it by saying that although Paul Biya stocks, those the soldiers, police, whatever, have those war tankers and all whatnot, the material that they can use to scatter those things will cost them just between $30 and $40. Me, I've said my own, oh, I was just passing. Thank you. This is Sunday Vibes. Thank you.
Chers compatriotes, c'est en ma qualité de président élu de la République du Cameroun que je prends la parole pour qu'en raison de l'extrême gravité dans laquelle nous nous trouvons, j'estime utile de porter à la connaissance du monde en général et des nations qui ont érigé la démocratie.
That's our brother, Jomba Akuro there. Thank you, Jomba Akuro, for that brief. Yeah, you see, so It's just the same thing. It's the same thing that this guy is saying here, right? The people who are in charge, the assembly of the deplorables has begun. And sadly, the worst are the Anglophones, those who climb on over our struggle and the blood to become ministers, senators, MPs. Mayors are caring only about feeding their greed. We see you. This is coming from Dinga Dinga, this Dinga Dinga. This Dinga Dinga is very good at sketching this. You see, he's just summarizing what is happening in La Republique and how those people who are there helping the government to suppress their people. For 9 years, our own people who are the mayors, our own people who are the ministers, our own people who are the MPs have been the one enabling that regime to make their people suffer. And they have no remorse. The same people like Atanganji saying that there's no Anglophone problem, there's no Southern Cameroon problem, there's no thing happening there. It's just traces of resistance. Every day people are dying. Every day Cameroon military are dying in Southern Cameroon. But for all these years, the people of La Republique did not know what is happening there. It's now that many things have opened up, they say, wow, we are sorry. Had I known, we would have joined that struggle long ago. But now we have to fight our own too. So now the people of Ambazonia have 9 years of experience. 9 years of experience. They have 0. Who, if you go to have a job today, somebody with 9 years of experience and somebody with 0 experience, who is going to have that job? That is what we have today. 9 years of fighting this government. They have 0 because they enable this government. They enable this government to do what they are doing to them, and they thought that it was okay. Now their eye has opened. They say, hey, that is it. Just a word to a wise is enough. Let's go back to Ambazonia, where we had this meeting. I know most people did not attend, but it was about 200 people who attended this meeting. This is the meeting. It was a town hall called by the Ambazonian leaders. The town hall was held online, but it was on Saturday the 8th. So more than, it was about 100 to 200 people who attended the meeting from all groups, all walks of life. So they had to form a kind of committee. That committee is the one that is handling all the various issues coming from this meeting. Okay, it's called the Ambazonian Unity Initiative. Okay, this Ambazonian Unity Initiative, that meeting was held. It was on November 8th. The gathering that brought together over 100 leaders, activists, and representatives across the Ambazonian spectrum. All were united by a common goal. Why? To revive the spirit of the unity that once defined the early days of the movement. So amid calls for collaboration, coordination, and strategic planning, the meeting sought to rebuild a united front, strengthen communication, and chart a clearer path towards liberation. So this is what we have. They tried to on rebuilding the united front. Okay, remember the days of SCACUF? You know, when SCACUF started, that was the first government of the Ambazonian people abroad. The SCACUF era taught us that unity cannot be built merely on shared grievances. It must be anchored in shared structures, transparency, and mutual respect among leaders. Back then, enthusiasm was high, but coordination and trust eroded due to personal rivalries unclear mandates, and external manipulation. The Ambazonian Unity Initiative is now applying those lessons by prioritizing institutional accountability, inclusive representation, and a clear code of engagement. Instead of personality-driven alliances, we are building a system-driven coalition where decisions are collective, communication is open, and no single faction dominates the narrative. The goal is to institutionalize cooperation so that unity becomes a permanent culture, not a temporary campaign. That is the modus operandi of this United Front. And we hope that the next meeting is going to be jam-packed, because this one was really full. I mean, it was attended by all members of all the groups, all the stakeholders. So they are really galvanizing towards unity, because I remember along the years, the Republic government has always used that against us, right? That they don't know who to talk to. But when they go to the negotiation, all the leaders are there. So how do you say you don't know who to talk to when in Switzerland the same thing happened? When they went there, they were trying to call one leader to bribe, call the leader to bribe. It didn't work. And when they went to Switzerland, all the leaders were there. And they thought that the leaders would be divided. But when they went to Switzerland, come and see the leaders, so united. That's how strong this Ambazonian struggle has been. The Republic government have tried to use their usual divide and rule tactics, trying to call this road northwest, trying to call this road southwest, trying to do it. Does not work. The Ambazonian people have resisted that division proto-fighter. They want to bring that their division and rule thing. It doesn't work. They went to Canada, the same thing. They call certain leaders, try to talk to them, call this leader, try to talk to them. But the unity in Canada was the same, right? They thought that they can call this leader and bribe. They are good at bribing. If Atanganji can go and bribe the Pope, who are you? Atanganji went to the Vatican City, move money like this. Is given to the Pope in a holy place, holy area, the Vatican. Then know that they can bribe anybody. But they tried that along the years, and they realized that no single leader can be bribed. Because if you bribe a single leader, you go nowhere. No, and all the leaders know that if you go and take money, you are on your own. Because the strength is a movement, right? It's a movement. It has nothing. They arrested some leaders. What has changed? The movement is even stronger. I even made mention about that the highest amount of military that has gone down this year is the highest since 9 years. The amount of military that have fallen, the Cameroon military that have fallen in Ambazonia this year is the highest for the past 9 years. So you know what that means. It means that those guys are not playing anymore. They are more sophisticated than before. So any military being sent to Ambazonia should be ready, because those guys are not playing. Before, they used to try to look for materials. Now they take the materials from the military. So when you are going there, we are material. Know that when you fall, they'll take your material. So the Amazonian guys are not playing anymore. Before, there used to be some. Now there is no joke. So if you are going there as a Cameroon military to go and fight the people of Amazonia, get ready, because you are going to face the real battle this time around. Those guys are not playing. I'm telling you. Yes, you just saw the 1st of October. Go and watch 1st of October match and see how sophisticated those guys are now. The Francophone people, we told them, they never joined us to fight for freedom. They label us terrorists, they label us all kinds of names. But now, the reality has sparked on them that regime does not listen to anything. Only force because they use force to anything. I'm so surprised that protests happened in La Republique for 3 days. No, I think only 50 people died. 50. Do you know how many people died on our first day of protest in Boya, Bamenda, Kumba? How many people died? Because the military was spraying the bullet direct on our people. The military were not joking with the people of Southern Cameroon. Then in Douala Yaoundé, I saw them spraying water cannon. Brrr, they are making water like that. They never sprayed us water. They sprayed bullets on our people. So think of it. And our people say, okay, the only way to defend ourselves is to get our own arms. And that is what they did for the past 9 years. So that thing that Chiroma is doing, if they want to defend themselves, they have to be serious. I see maybe they are still joking around. They are still doing bebelak. They are still bebelacking with that government. That government is not a government to go and bebelak with them. If you say 48 hours, put that 48 hours down. Don't go and joke with them because they don't joke. They will be arresting you guys, mass killing. We have seen mass in Southern Cameroon. We have seen all that. They have killed our people in masses, genocide, mass graves, mass killing. So we have seen all that along the years. So get ready for that. I heard you people lost 50 people. You're crying. We have lost thousands of people. So get ready. If you want to take back that country from that regime, you have to get ready. Yes. Not joking. Not joking. We have learned a lot from that government. When we're fighting, you guys were laughing. But now you see the reality. So get ready. It will not be easy for you guys. You get ready for long battle. It's not 2-day lockdown. It's not 1 day goes down. No. Get ready for long battle. That's the only solution. Any other thing you guys are doing is just joking. You are still joking. You have not even started. Thank you, and God bless you. God bless the people of Southern Cameroon. Thank you, and make sure you share as you join. Make sure you share as you watch. Make sure you subscribe. And God bless you as you watch and join. Share on everywhere you're watching: YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Thank you.
Hey, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like, share, and comment. If you really, it really helps for you to spread the message, spread the word, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there and follow button. So never you miss out on any fresh content that I share. Hit that notification bell so that you get all the update and be part of this amazing community. Your support makes all the difference. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more wonderful content as you watch Fritz Smith Solly. Thank you.